We are live here from Darlington Raceway for round 26. It's the regular season finale of the Blue-Emu Offline Stock Cup Series, second season, the Southern 50. 15 throwbacks have rocked up to the Lady in Black, the track Too Tough to Tame, for this 37-lap event. And now let's take you through the starting lineup. On pole is the number 07 Speedway Chevrolet Camaro of Derek Hamill, and to his outside is the number 15 Visine Toyota Camry of Nelson Reeves. Row 2 sees Tim Pitch next to Bailey Pendergast, who's running a throwback to Dale Jarrett. Row 3 is the 57 of Anderson Reed and the 85 of Vincent David. Row 4 sees Ryan Keith, who's throwing back to Austin Dillon, next to Richard Herman, and rounding out the top 10 is last week's winner, the 20 of Chrissy Spletzer, next to last week's pole sitter, the 16 of Wyatt Qualley. Row 6 is Hollyoko, who is going to be throwing back to Travis Quapple, and Azul Cielo, who's throwing back to his Season 1 car in this series. It's a pair of Toyotas on that row. Row 7 sees the 9 of Rafiq Razana throwing back to Joey Logano, and the 97 of Blaze Aitken. Row 8 is Nottingham Scott, who's running a throwback to one of the World Touring cars, and Leland Hill. Row 9 is the 54 of Theo Spletzer, throwing back to Noah Kim's NFRN Amateur Cup Series entry, and what would have been Adrian Rojas, but he's going to the rear for failing post-qualifying inspection. Rojas is throwing back to Jamie McMurray. Rounding out the top 20 will be Patrick Starr and Zachary DeLello. Row 11 is the 28 of Evan Hunter and the 19 of Jackson Kelsey, throwing back to Kyle Busch. And row 12 would have been the 36 of Renan Issa, but he's also going to the rear for post-qualifying tech infringements, and Noah Clifton alongside him. Row 13 sees Seishin Tomioka in the 50 and Nathan Smith in the 27, making a throwback to one of the various Apple schemes ran throughout motorsport. Then it is John McFadden and Josh King. And rounding out the top 30 will be the 70 of Kevin Hulkenberg and the 68 of Neo Stark. Then it is Rose Neal making a throwback to Antoine Hubert, next to Jackson Maine making his BOSC debut. Then it will be Felix Jansen in the 13 and Jake Galloway in the 6, then followed by Ryan Llewellyn and Blake Inaki. Row 19 will be the 75 of Tommy Rollo and the 80 of Adam Mitchell. Rollo's rocking a throwback to one of the V8 supercars. And then rounding out the top 40 would have been Nijika Kazami running a throwback to John Hunter Nemechek, but she failed post-qualifying tech, next to John Davis, then Ashton Tackwell and Riley Wilkin running a throwback to Joe Nemechek.
Drivers.
So we are ready for 37 laps here from the track known as the track Too Tough to Tame, the Lady in Black. This egg-shaped oval should pose a decent challenge for these drivers to take as they come off of the final corner and down the front straight. The green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Darlington, and it's Derek Hamill who got the great jump on the field. Tim Pitch moves up into second, as the inside line definitely was the place to be. Pitch now going to maybe look for the lead here on Derek Hamill as they head towards onto the back straight for the first time. Pitch into the race lead. Give the lead to the 99 of Tim Pitcher. Maybe no. Hamill trying to hang it around the outside. He's getting a bit loose, and that's going to give the lead to Tim Pitcher. No. Hamill with a great run off of turn 4. He leads lap 1. As the top 6 practically under a blanket as Pitch sends it into turn 1 and 2. He gets the lead, but here comes Anderson Reed as now they're doing a bit of jostling further back. Reed into the race lead, and there's contact. Nelson Reeves and Vincent David come together. Reeves back up into the track. Chrissy Spletzer around Hollyoko as well. Bailey Pendergast. And the caution flag will fly here from Darlington. Anderson Reed going to lead them back to the line. And Nelson Reeves. Oh, as there's more crashing. This could be a massive break oh my goodness, there has been a major pileup here on the front straight. Gonna have a lot of replays to go through. But as I was saying, if Jackson Kelsey did not get involved in any of those incidents, which I do not believe he did, yeah, there is the 19 of Jackson Kelsey. He's now in the top 10. We said, so Nelson Reeves, for Jackson Kelsey to make the chase, he needed Nelson Reeves to finish 40th or lower and himself to finish in the top 3. Is this the break that Jackson Kelsey needed to possibly get a chase spot? What happened was David and Reeves made contact, and very similarly to the Riki incident, Reeves merges up, he's not clear, collects Chrissy Spletzer, Hollyoko, Bailey Pendergast. Then it's just a stack up. You see Cielo, bunch of cars, Galloway. And then there was another incident, I think. Oh yeah, Ashton Tackwell and Riley Wilkin, hard contact. Blake Inaki, Renan Isip, hard hits. Mitchell then just plows in there. Cielo, King, Kazami, bunch of cars involved in that skirmish. Holy cow. So we have a lot of turn-up race cars here on only lap 3 here at Darlington. And it is the 57 of Anderson Reed who's going to be leading them back to the green when we get this mess cleaned up. And we'll be back here from Darlington. So the lights on the pace car are out here on lap number 6, and we have quite a few retirements. Azul Cielo, Bailey Pendergast, Jackson Main in his BOSC debut, Chrissy Spletzer, Nelson Reeves will finish 37th, which means that he is safe. He is locked up his chase spot because he needed to finish 40th or lower. And then Renan Isip 38th, that also won't help Kelsey because Isip needed to finish last and Kelsey needed to win. So no matter what Kelsey does, I do not believe he will be making the Season 2 chase. Riley Wilkin, Ashton Tackwell, Adam Mitchell, and Blake Inaki all also out of this race. But it will be Anderson Reed who will lead them back to the green. He is not in chase contention. He is just out here trying to pick up his first career win. So with that, I believe all 16 drivers are determined. Isip and Reeves, despite being caught out in that incident, I think they're going to be in the clear, but we'll see what Jackson Kelsey can do restarting from 10th. But it'll be all eyes on Anderson Reed, who restarts P1 as we are back. Green flag racing here from Darlington. Now, green flag back out. Lap 7 of 37, so we're going to have 30 to go here. And will Tim Pitch make a move here on Reed? He looks like that he may have gotten the better restart. Heading onto the back straightaway. Anderson Reed still holding the lead, as it looks like that most of the field's gone single file. Jackson Kelsey, he may lose his spot in the top 10 to Zachary DeLello here, as coming off of turn 4, Anderson Reed leads the first lap back under green. So we look through the field. Definitely some winners and definitely some losers from that incident, as pretty much everyone back here got at least a piece of the incident. You see some of the damaged cars, and then a few cars well off the pace. Josh King currently heading down the back straight as the leaders head onto the front straight, so I could see we're going to be getting some lap traffic here pretty soon. As now here comes Ryan Keith on Tim Pitch for second. That is also for the Rookie of the Year lead, so Ryan Keith is now into the Rookie of the Year lead. As now Anderson Reed, the one out front, Ryan Keith trying to hunt him down. Looking further back, Vincent David moves himself into the top 5. The 83 team of Holyoke, they were chasing a possibility of a top 40 spot, which would grant them full-time Blue-Emu Offline Stock Cup Series competition for next season. They only were a few points behind the 97 of Blaze Aitken and Flying Aces International. Getting tangled up in that incident is basically going to ruin their hopes, at least for today. As cutting back to the leaders, Ryan Keith looks like he's sizing up a move here on Anderson Reed. Into turns 1 and 2, Reed looks like Reed is going to stay ahead, at least for now. As now Keith going to try to make a move into 3 and 4. Can he get there? Reed working the high line to his advantage. And Anderson Reed looks like that he's going to stay ahead. And now Hamill looking to the outside of Ryan Keith. And here comes Vincent David. David has been one of the dark horses, a name that we haven't really talked about, but he's picked up 3 wins on the season so far. He won at the 2 Canadian road courses of Mosport and Mosport and Montreal, and then also won at Walt Disney World. He could be looking for his 4th win on the season here at Darlington if he can get by Ryan Keith. Meanwhile, a name that we have not really mentioned much actually for on-track action, Blaze Aitken. He's currently looking for a spot in the top 5 as he battles with Rafiq Rizana. Points leader Nottingham Scott, Zachary DeLello, who's been having a good second half of the season. They're all up here. As looking back to the front, Anderson Reed controls the lead. Then it's Ryan Keith, Vincent David, and Tim Pitch, this lead pack. And then it's a gap back to Rizana, Aitken, Scott. As Josh King is coming off of turn 2. Last year's winner of this event, looks like that he is going to end up being the first car put a lap down. As Hamill's currently clocked in the fastest lap of the race, but that doesn't really matter as he currently sits in 9th. Coming off of turn 4, Anderson Reed still the one out front, but it is Ryan Keith right up on the back of that Wawa 57 Camry. Vincent David and Tim Pitch also lurking right behind them. As Ryan Keith, he's going to go for a move here into 3 and 4. Is it going to be a repeat of last time with Reed working the bottom, Reed working the top, Keith working the bottom, and it's going to yield the same result. Anderson Reed stays ahead. Now lap traffic should really be starting to be a concern for these leaders. So we're going to ride on board Anderson Reed. And you can see there the 17, that is Josh King. They are catching him quite rapidly as they head through 3 and 4. So lap traffic. It's played a factor in many races this season, and it is sure going to play a factor here, or at least we think it will. As Tim Pitch is going to make a move on Vincent David for 3rd. Here comes Rafiq Rizana with Blaze Aitken. Where did they come from? They were pretty far back. And also Nottingham Scott, Zachary DeLello, Derek Hamill, they're all back up here with this lead group. As there's the lap car of Josh King. Anderson Reed gets by cleanly. Ryan Keith maybe less so. As Vincent David is going to possibly be stuck behind him. As, Blaze Aitken near contact there. So mostly everyone's going to get by cleanly. At least of one lapper. Anderson Reed, Ryan Keith, they keep their positions. The big loser in that was Vincent David. He drops back. Tim Pitch now under attack from Rafiq Rizana. Rizana really moving up in this field. So next lapper, Adrian Rojas, just crosses the start-finish line as the leaders head on to the front straight. So the next lapper is not too far ahead. As meanwhile, the battle for 3rd continues, but now Rizana's had to drop back a bit because now he's being hounded by Blaze Aitken. As Vincent David's dropped all the way back to 7th. As back up to the lead, there is Rojas crossing the start-finish line now. There is Anderson Reed and Ryan Keith, the 2 leaders. Heading through 1 and 2. Reed staying ahead, at least for now. Ryan Keith has had many opportunities so far. Now he'll be hoping that this 57 trips up on the lapper of Adrian Rojas. As we move on to lap 22. Time is slowly ticking away. Sorry, lap 21. Time is slowly ticking away, and here is Adrian Rojas, and it looks like that both of them are going to get held up a bit. Ryan Keith, is he going to make a move? Reed blocks as they're going to get by cleanly, but that's allowed Tim Pitch to really catch, and it looks like that Keith is going to have a tiny bit of trouble fielding Rojas, and that's really gotten Tim Pitch back into this picture. Rizana, Aitken going to move up to maybe get a bit of draft. off the 14. As once again, Vincent David, I think he's struggling with this lap traffic. But looking back up to the lead, Anderson Reed has held out from 2 lap cars. As now Rizana going to probably try to go for 3rd here on Tim Pitch. Pitch going to keep the position for now. Back to the lead. Reed has resisted every attempt Ryan Keith has made to dethrone him. The next lapper is Nijika Kazami, who's currently heading into turns 3 and 4 as they enter the back straight. As now Keith gonna try again. Is this one gonna be the one that finally sticks? Keith is ahead. Ryan Keith, after so much trying, is not quite gonna get back up into this race lead as Reed got a better run off of turn 4. Now into turn 1. Is this where the move finally sticks? It is. Ryan Keith, after so many laps of trying, he is finally clear into this race lead. Now Tim Pitch moves into 2nd. Keith's teammate Rafiq Rizana into 3rd. Now it'll be Tim Pitch's job to hunt after this 34 of Keith. Kazami and Oko are just not too far up the road, but not also that much of a concern, at least for now. As we are rapidly approaching the 10 laps to go mark, Ryan Keith will just be trying to hit his marks and keep Tim Pitch behind him, and he should probably be able to walk away with this race victory. Heading through 3 and 4, Pitch looks like that he had a pretty good run on the 34 of Keith. He shaves a bit of time off the Scotsman's lead. As lap update, Kazami just exiting the back straight. So they are really starting to catch him, I think, as we're going to ride on board with Ryan Keith. You can just see the 2 lappers there of Oko and Kazami in the distance. So they are definitely starting to catch more lap traffic. Ryan Keith has somewhat struggled a tiny bit with the lap cars we've encountered so far. Same with Tim Pitch. So it'll be interesting to see how they'll tackle the next 2 lap cars that we'll probably be catching before the end of this race. As the caution flags are out, there's been an incident somewhere on the track. Or maybe not. As I do believe we've had a caution for debris here at Darlington, as there are no visible incidents. So we will take this debris caution, and it will bunch the field back up. This is definitely not what Ryan Keith wanted. But we will bring you back to the action here from Darlington. Second caution of the day for debris. We are back here, lap 31, so we will go back green with 6 laps to go. And yeah, no new drivers have retired from this race, so it was a debris caution. 2 cars a lap down, those being Adrian Rojas and Josh King. Nijika Kazami and Holioko are thanking their lucky stars that they were not, that caution came out when it did, because that means that they'll get to stay on the lead lap. So coming to the green, it'll be Keith, Pitch, Rizana, Scott, Aitken, DeLello, then Hamill, David, Reed, and Wyatt Qualley, the top 10. Pace car darts off, and we are getting ready to head back green flag racing here from Darlington. Only 6 laps will remain for anyone to catch this 34 of Ryan Keith. And the green flag is back out here from Darlington. Pretty even getaway here into turns 1 and 2. Field all staying single file except for Anderson Reed and Wyatt Qualley. They're both making moves on their respective rivals. As now Blaze Aitken going to make a move on the points leader, Nonigan Scott. Meanwhile, up front, Tim Pitch Rafiq Rizana, Ryan Keith, all staying in a line. Five laps to go here from Darlington. Does Pitch have anything for Keith? At least not for now, he does not. As further back, nearly contact between Blaze Aitken and Zachary DeLello. As Hamill's really starting to drop back. Felix Jansen into the top 10. Tim Pitch riding the back bumper of Ryan Keith. He's probably waiting till the last possible moment to make a move. We only have 4 laps to go. 3.5 as we head down the back straight. Rafiq Rizana closing up to the back of this 99 Hellcat. Rizana wants to try to make this a Wolf 1-2. Tim Pitch is trying to go for his second win on the season. Ryan Keith also looking for his second win on the season. 3 laps left from Darlington. Nonigan Scott looming in the background, catching this lead pack. The points leader trying to add even more to his totals to cement himself as the regular season champion. Pitch right on the back of Keith. Is he going to try to make a move? 2 laps to go for the 34 of Ryan Keith. Pitch isn't trying to make any moves at this moment. Rizana is starting to drop back a bit. Nonigan Scott closing in, but he'll definitely not be able to challenge for this win unless something drastic happens. Coming through 3 and 4. Pitch still yet to make a move, and it's going to be the white flag in the air for the 34 of Ryan Keith. Can he hang on for one more lap? Into turns 1 and 2, it's looking good for the Scotsman. Onto the back straight. He just needs to hope that nothing goes awry on his 34 car, and he should be home free with a win. He lost the Rookie of the Year standings lead to the man behind him, Tim Pitch. Heading into this race, they were tied. Now it's going to be advantage Ryan Keith. He wins the Southern 50 here at Darlington. What a race for Ryan Keith, his second win on the season. Of course, he won earlier this season at Indianapolis. And so he takes the race win. Tim Pitch finishes second. Rafiq Rizana third, then Nonigan Scott, Wyatt Qualley, Blaze Aitken, Felix Jansen, Derek Hamill, Zachary DeLello, and Anderson Reed will round out the top 10, followed by Seijun Tomioka, John McFadden. Vincent David dropped at 13th. Jackson Kelsey's 14th place finish will not get him into this season's chase. Tommy Rollo, the season 1 champion, will miss the chase, but a 15th place finish is pretty good for him. Then Ryan Lowell and Kevin Hulkenberg, Evan Hunter, John Davis, Leland Hill, and Noah Clifton round out the top half of the field. Then it's Neil, Galloway, Starr, Herman, Theo Spletzer, Stark, Smith, Kazami, Oko, Rojas, and King, the final finishers. Then Cielo, Pendergast, Maine, Chrissy Spletzer, Reeves, Isip, Wilkin, Tackwell, Mitchell, and Ganaki were all wiped out in the early race incident. So that has been all here from Darlington. We'll see you next time where it'll be time for the start of the chase, a doubleheader out west at the famous Willow Springs Raceway. But until then, this has been Ash Jacobson. We'll see you next time.